Hello there, very good afternoon to you and welcome to Lunchtime News, coming to you live and direct from the Newsfirst newsroom here in Colombo. I'm Stephanie Lazarus. Let's start off with a look at the headlines. Report produced to court over the unrest in Angulukola Palace. Prime Minister instructs to suspend the reclamation of lands in Colombo under the guise of development. National Energy Conservation Program commences in Colombo. And in international news, 3 Polish ministers and the country's parliamentary speaker have resigned amid a row over leaked tapes. Now, stories in detail. Police say that a report with regard to the unrest which took place in Angulukola Palace will be presented in courts again today.
A protest was held opposite the Angulukola Palace Police last evening against a suspect who was released on bail for allegedly molesting a minor. Police media spokesperson ASP Ruwan Gunasekara noted that the child is 12 years old and is currently receiving in-house treatment at the Hambantota Hospital. The police media spokesperson added that the suspect, who is an owner of a store, is alleged to have sexually abused the underage victim on a number of occasions from 2014.
අපිට අවිශ්වාසයක් තියෙනවා මොකද්ද මේ නීතිය මොකද්ද සාධාරණේ මොකද්ද කියලා.
ඒ ළමයා අධිකරණ වෛද්‍ය නිලධාරිතුමාට ඉදිරිපත් කරන තෙක් මෙයා ආරක් මේ බන්ධනාගාරගත කරලා තිබුණා. නමුත් මම අහන්නේ ඒ දරුවා මේ සිද්ධියේදී එළියට එන්න කලින් රෝහලෙන් පිටතට එන්නටත් කලින් අධිකරණ වාර්තාවක් මේ දෙන්නට කලින් කොහොමද අප දුන්නේ?
An accused who is charged with rape is usually not given bail by the magistrate until the police have finished their investigation. So usually the police are given 14 days to finish their investigation, and the accused is remanded for that period.
As the police, we requested that the suspect be further remanded as the child is still under inspection of the medical officer and because there is unrest among the public. However, the suspect was released as per court orders.
On a related note, the National Child Protection Authority has appointed a committee to inquire into several reports of child molestation in the Jaffna district. Chairman of the National Child Protection Authority, Natasha Balendra, noted that another incident relating to the murder of a child in Kites within the Jaffna district was reported recently. She added that the committee would be requested to submit its proposals on the prevention of such crimes before the end of this month.
The
NCPA has decided to appoint a committee to look into a number of child molestation cases which took place recently and conduct a study in the Jaffna district in order to ascertain how we can tackle this problem. This will assist us ascertain what changes could be made in the manner in which police investigations, JMA investigations, as well as the legal aspect of it. The committee will present these suggestions before the 31st of July.
The chief prelate of the Askiri chapter of Siam sect, Most Venerable Galegama Sri Attadasi Thera, says that the operation of liquor stores and conducting motor races in the area surrounding the temple of the Sacred Tooth Relic in Kandy needs to be stopped.
The entire world has respect for the temple of the Sacred Tooth Relic. Therefore, it is our duty to protect it. The extortion and gambling that takes place around it should be stopped. Why are they coming here? Do they not have any other place to go? People do not have to come to the vicinity of the temple to follow such malpractices.
Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe has instructed the Urban Development Authority to suspend reclamation of lands in the Colombo district and forceful eviction of residents under the guise of development. Issuing a statement, Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe notes that there needs to be a humane mechanism that should be undertaken when it's necessary to reclaim land, and that need to be done with the participation of the local parliamentarians and civil representatives. The Prime Minister adds that during the previous government, residents were forcefully evicted and their lands were taken over, and the process of providing compensation was undertaken in an improper manner. The Prime Minister had noted that a proper framework should be adhered to when handling issues pertaining to lands owned by the state and the public. Former Prime Minister D.M. Jayaratne and Ratnasiri Vikramanayake were appointed as senior advisors to the President on political affairs. According to the Presidential Media Division, the appointments were made this morning by President Maithripala Sirisena. The event in this regard was held at the Presidential Secretariat this morning. Meanwhile, the 20th Amendment to the Constitution is currently a hot topic on the political stage.
A promise was made that elections will not take place until the 20th Amendment to the Constitution is passed. Some say that elections will be held as per the 20th Amendment to the Constitution. Another party says that they will pass the 20th Amendment, but elections will be held in accordance with the old system. It is not going to be held in the old system. It will be held according to the new system, the 20th Amendment to the Constitution. Now that the 20th Amendment is introduced, the Parliament will go further and further away.
ආදි වශයෙන් දැන් 20 මෙතෙන්ට දාලා පාර්ලිමේන්තුව ඈතට අරගෙන යනවා.
අද 20 වෙනි අපේ සංශෝධනය ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා.
The 20th Amendment to the Constitution has been introduced. This amendment was passed upon the agreement that the preferential voting system will be abolished. Why do you think we asked not to dissolve the Parliament on the 23rd of April, pass the 20th Amendment? Why do you think our President, who is the leader of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, came to the Vihara Mahadevi Park with a blue flag and wearing a blue cap? He stepped onto the streets to pass the 20th Amendment to the Constitution. The Sri Lanka Freedom Party has earned the complete right and respect to say that it was because of those amendments were passed and because we did not support the preferential voting system. The Constitution is not politics. It is not there because the government needs one. Making back and forth changes on the Constitution means you are politicizing it. I do not agree with this. What we need is for another honourable change to take place in this little time we have.
The National Energy Conservation Programme commenced in Colombo today under the auspices of Minister of Power and Energy Partali Champika Ranawaka.
The program is named A Country for Tomorrow. The program is conducted with the participation of over 4 million school students. The Ministry of Power and Energy said that the pledge for energy conservation was made by the schools in Sinhala, Tamil and English at 7:45 this morning. There is a saying in Asia which goes like this: the ones who are in need of a scrum meal go fishing, and the ones who plan their entire lifetime go to school. The reason why we wanted to start the program on conservation of energy at a school level is because this is not an issue that persists for days or even months. This is something that lasts for decades. All of these students who live for over 4 decades at some part of the world, you and your future generation will live in a world that had scarcity of coal and fuel. The functions of the entire world could even come to a standstill at a time like that. Therefore, it is important that we prepare ourselves for such a day. That is why we have introduced this energy conservation program.
අපි ඒ සඳහා තමයි මේ බලශක්ති සංරක්ෂණ වැඩසටහනේ ගෝලීය වටිනාකම ඔබට අඳුන්ලා දීලා තියෙන්නේ.
But that's a wrap of Lunchtime News. Remember, we are just a click away. You can log on to our website www.newsfirst.lk. Latest comes your way at 1:55.